Welcome to our course on fundamentals of game design and gameplay. Our current topic is gameplay in terms of game design and development. There is one another video before this video that discusses all the topics, mentions all the topics that will be part of gameplay discussion, and also we have discussed the factors that reduces the fun for a game and how to improve those. So in this lecture we'll try to show some general principles on how to make the gameplay and the game to be fun. Before that, little bit of advertisement. www.justetc.net software development service, mall.justetc.org, as you can see, shopping mall, university.justetc.org, training, computer.justetc.net, articles and videos on IT and software development. Anyway, so here we will see some general principles that improve the fun factor of gameplay and overall the game. Okay, there is no step-by-step formula or magic formula to make your game fun, and there is no reliable pattern. It's not like that if you just place a really cool monster here and fabulously imaginative weapon there, your game will be fun. There is nothing like that, but there are some general principles. You may follow them to make your game more fun, but if you don't follow them, your game may miss some fun factor and become boring. So you started with your game concept in your elaboration phase. Maybe you should try to see if your game and game design has followed these general principles or not. So what are the general principles? You have to think gameplay comes first earlier than user interface, storytelling, or something like that. So you have to get a feature right in your game or leave it out. You have to follow the player-centric design your game around the player. You got to know your target audience and design your game for the target audience. It's better to abstract or automate parts of the game or situation that are not fun, and then players don't want to be bothered with those things. So you can use abstraction and automation, and be true to your vision. Don't move away from vision. Don't get distracted and make your game something haphazard or something with no real goal. And strive for harmony, elegance and beauty, maybe in terms of arts and aesthetic point of view. Now, what about gameplay comes first? I think you should game offer something that is fun. I think some fun things to do. I think that is the first component. Sometimes designers spend too much time on a story and user interfaces graphics, but they forget about the gameplay. But you really should spend significant effort on making your gameplay more interesting. The challenges and those actions, those has to be interesting, and the main point, everything evolves around that. You have to remember this. If you provide a feature in your game, you should either get it right, maybe in terms of polishing and tuning. You have to put attention to details and make it perfect, or you have to leave it out. Don't ship games with broken feature. Better leave that feature. If you don't provide a feature, the player may think, okay, it's missing some feature, but still it's a decision the game designers has made. But if you ship with the broken feature, maybe they will find the game company or the game team is not competent. Your reputation will be reduced. So it's better that you don't ship with broken feature. Design around the player. Whatever you take decision, the gameplay, even with the story or user interface, everything has to evolve around the player. If it facilitates the player to provide him more fun and more entertainment and better experience, include it. Otherwise, don't include it. Examine every decision from the player's point of view. If you lose sight of the player, you lose the fun. So be player centric. Know your target audience. I think different groups of player will want different things. It's really hard to make a game so that will appeal to a mass market. So it's better to find a niche and know what they want, what they think is fun, and through your game, through your gameplay, try to provide those fun to that type of player. Abstract or automate parts of the simulation that are not fun. If your game models the real world and use real world concepts and real world objects, try to simplify those real world objects or concepts that players are not interested to bother with, and that doesn't add anything to the fun of the players. I think you can either abstract them, or maybe the game, let the game control some part so that the player don't have to bother with this. For example, you can abstract the fuel consumption of games, fuel consumption of cars in car racing games. Maybe you can also abstract or maybe automate the changing tire part of a game, of a car racing game. Players may not find changing tire fun, usually the casual gamers, but for hardcore racing fans, maybe changing tire can be fun. You can either provide both of the features and provide options to select either one of them, or maybe you can just focus one group of player and make your game perfect for that. Or maybe in terms of steering control, you can automate it or manual, provide both options, or just target one type of audience. Be true to your vision. Yeah, stick to your vision. Maybe you are trying to implement a perfect sailing game, perfect sailing simulation game. So you should not get distracted from it. Do everything to make the game perfect. If you try to introduce something else, just say powerboat racing into that sailing game, it may distract you from your ideas. It will take the resources. It will take your resources as can be available for the sailing simulation. So you may end up creating a mediocre game using two different features rather than a game with some strict goal and perfect game. So sometimes it's better to stick to your vision and strive for harmony, elegance, and beauty. I think a game that is already fun can be even more fun if it is beautiful to look at, to listen to, and to play with. Absence of aesthetic qualities diminish the fun to some extent. So strive for harmony, elegance, and beauty. Now we'll discuss how you can handle and present the challenges of the game. I think challenges are part of the gameplay, and challenges are also part of the core element of providing fun. Through challenges and actions, you provide fun to the user. But in a game, the players don't face all the challenges at once. They may face some simultaneous, small or atomic challenges, but challenges usually come in different steps as a sequence, as a hierarchy. So you have to think how to present those challenges to the game. You have to provide those challenges in a hierarchy to the player. Now this we will discuss how this hierarchy affects the player's experience and what that means for a game designer. Then there are some relevant ideas that we need to present in terms of handling and presenting those challenges, or for making the game more fun, game design more fun, and improve the player's experience. I think we will discuss informing the player about challenges and how that add to the fun,